Welcome to Chill Under Pressure. I'm Adam.
And I'm Les.
And I'm Leilani.
Leilani, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
I was noticing your bio, there's something that we do have in common. We both have kids that in the double-digit range.
Oh.
So I have 7 boys and 5 daughters. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
You totally beat me then.
It's not often, right?
I won't even say I have 10 kids.
I have 4, so,
But I feel like once you have 3, it's a crowd, so.
We tried to stop at 3. God had other plans, so.
I'm the 4th child of 12 kids, actually.
Oh, wow.
And I remember at some point in my, childhood, it was a very happy season, and I said, thank you for not stopping at 3. So, I hope they do the same at some point.
We do. I mean, it wasn't our plan, but we do. We love her.
So anyways, I read that popped out, homeschooling 10 kids and stuff. So all very familiar space.
School as well, or?
We've done a combination of things, homeschooling being one, tutors, and then school, and then back. So they've got a variety of experiences. It's our job to educate, though, regardless of where they're going to attend. So they're running in a co-op right now, the ones that are still in the house.
What's your age range of your kids?
The oldest is 24, and our youngest will be 8 this weekend.
There you go.
Yeah. And 3 of them are married and out of the house. So we just had our first grandbaby last year.
Nice. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's so fun. Like, everybody's said, oh my goodness, being a grandma is so cool. And it is.
All the fun, none of the work, or less work anyway.
Yeah, it does feel like it's definitely a different sense of responsibilities.
Yeah. One of the difference for me is it's because I have my youngest is 7, and then one of the older grandkids is 6, and I have one that's actually older than her. So that creates a difference because they're the same age, and I'm like, I can't let you do that if I don't let my kid do that. So it's a little bit different dynamic. So how long do you guys own Kalos Services? Do you own that?
So my husband, Brian Orr, has we just hit our 20th year.
Oh, nice.
Year. Yeah. So we
great accomplishment.
Started with his dad, his uncle, and started in 2006.
Yeah.
So today, though, you head up the Grit Foundation, and one of the things that you mentioned in your bio too is that the watching it come to start is just this dream. Yeah. So when did that start?
Yeah, for years, Brian has had a dream of being able to reach underserved communities, students, youth, and also values mentorship so much in the trades, in both his business at Kalos, but even just the industry itself. In October of 2024, he actually founded it with Rushir Shah, who is the owner of SkillCap. Mm-hmm. And they both had a vision for this whole mentorship, getting students introduced to the trades early. So then by January of 2025, we actually launched it publicly, and we did our first grit camps. So
describe a grit camp. Like what I mean, we've talked to Ty a little bit about it in the past, but I mean, for those who are listening in, like, what is this thing in real life? Like, what's it?
So a grit camp is where we connect with a contractor anywhere in the United States. So we travel. We're stationed here in Florida, but we want to travel everywhere in the country where contractors reach out to their own community, recruiting trades professionals to introduce youth to the skilled trades via our program, which is a day-long, very immersive, hands-on experience where the kids are reading blueprints, measuring with the tape measure, doing basic fractions.
Fractions, no!
Yes, I know, but we keep it, but they're 12 to 17 years old.
Yeah.
So some of them do, some of them don't.
Yeah.
Even
some adults. Yeah, I know you're about to say it, but you're like, maybe I shouldn't say that.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah, he's mostly mocking me right now. So I'm just going to let you know.
Yeah, so that you just get to have a day experiencing the trades with a professional in a personal and hands-on way. So they do carpentry, electrical, a little bit of plumbing, brazing, and then we have like a science lunch lesson.
A lot in a day too. So do they go to stations? Like they spend an hour at each station and then rotate, or how's it work?
So what we do is we require 1 mentor per 2 students. So the ratio is 1 trades person and they have 2 students throughout the day.
Okay.
And it has to be that. It could be one-on-one. We've had different types of camps because it doesn't have to be the same every time. But we do require one mentor for 2 students so that the students get some personal attention, but also that the mentor doesn't get overwhelmed with, trying to handle 3 or 4.
So do those does each mentor then, they've got their couple of students or their one-on-one in some cases, are they staying with the same student the whole day, or are they at like manning a station and then the students
that's
come
a
to
good
them?
question. We originally thought about doing it 2 ways, rotating from, you do carpentry with this mentor, you do the electrical with another. But we experimented a little bit and realized that it's actually much more valuable to build it together throughout the day because you're building skills upon the other skill. So if you just stop all of a sudden and, all right, now pick that up and go over there, it just breaks the vibe. You're in the zone. You guys are getting to know each other. They're figuring stuff out. And we don't want to pass them off. It would work, actually. Like, that is definitely a format that is doable. But
it makes a ton of sense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're building a relationship along the day too. So, I mean, do you find that those mentors tend to have a connection with those students later? They come back and they're like, hey, Bill, I just did this thing, or I got to go to this cool, whatever. I don't even know.
I will say, I'm passionate for youth being exposed to the trades in this way, but seeing the mentors step up to this task and connect with somebody that they've never met before. Most of the time, they don't know the students. And at the end of the day, yes, there is a real connection with the student, but also like a pride with being able that they shared their knowledge. And like they learned with the student, because most tradespeople aren't teachers and instructors throughout the day. They're not used to this, and it's a little bit intimidating because it's such a hands-on experience where they're doing things that they do in the field all the time, which is what makes it natural.
Yeah,
a little bit more so.
So do you have contractors that reach out to you to host these, or are you reaching out to contractors to find hosts?
Originally, it was us reaching out. Ty Branneman is our head of training at Grit Foundation, by the way. And they're connected to so many contractors in the industry. So when they put the word out, we got some initial interest from personal connections. And actually, Kalos, which is Brian's business here in Florida, did the first official Grit camp. It was such a success and inspiration. We got so excited. And the other contractors got on board. And now, after it's been 1.5 years now, there's people all over contacting us that I have no idea who they are. So
we're in Phoenix Metro for those listening, and somewhere in the valley, we got to get one of our contractor partners to step in and do this, and then Les and I can come down and participate, because I would love it. I think it would be so much fun.
Yeah, and so we've built a free Grit mentor course that all the mentors actually are required to take now. That wasn't initially, it wasn't a requirement, it was encouraged. But now we realize how nice it is to have, just so they're a little more prepared.
Yep.
They know what they're getting into. They take it seriously.
Make sure you can actually do at least some fractions.
Yeah. Do you know?
It's a pretty easy hurdle to jump, right? And it makes sense. Like you want to show prepared. You don't want to come in and blind and go, I don't know what today's going to be like. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And so
it's not like a test. It's not a pass or fail, but the course it's with Ty Branneman, and he's with a student, and Brian's in it too, and they're actually walking through it. So it just gives them a very good visual reminders of things they probably already know, but engages them in that way. So,
do you know if you've done any in the Phoenix metro area?
So we were in Phoenix, actually, I think it was summer last year.
Okay.
Ty's like a social machine.
He's everywhere.
And every once in a while he gets into the regulatory stuff, and somebody comments on him and he's trying to like explain it, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to help, because this is my area of expertise. I'm like, let me help lighten that burden on you, because I remember one weekend it was back and forth like 20 times with various people on one thread, and that's so normal for him. And I'm like, it's like Saturday night, man. I mean, maybe I can give you an hour of reprieve here, and I'll handle some of these. They should feel free to tag out and be like, hey, Adam, to answer this one or whatever. Like, and other people online, feel free to do that too. I'm like, I love getting into those things too. But yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, I see all of those posts, and I see, the students in there, and they're, you see the stations and the things going on. You're like, that is so cool.
I love it every time. Yeah. And what we're really excited about now is, even if there's not a camp planned in your area per se, You can take the course, get kind of prepared ahead of time. And then all the mentors in every community, once there's enough of them, any contractor can put these on, a little bit more regularly too. And once you do it one time, it gets easier, second, third time. So
Are you in grit from the beginning or do you come in later?
I probably came in about 2 months after. I had told you, like, Brian kind of did this whole thing on his own. Then he's like, hey, I want you to bring the kids to our first grit camp. I've been putting this thing together. And I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of remember hearing a little bit about it. And he had hired somebody to be the executive director. So they started with their first camp and did it at Kalos. And I brought the kids and I was like, wanted to participate. And I watched it happen and I was so excited about it. Executive director that they had initially, wasn't really her thing. Like, it didn't work out. And they found out kind of quickly that it wasn't the best fit. They didn't have anybody. They had their idea, they had their vision. This is something I am so passionate about, and I have a little bit more flexibility in my life now. Maybe I could do this, I laid out a pretty detailed email of like, I know I don't have experience in, XYZ, but I think I have the passion to get this off the ground with you. So
Well, you got these camps running. What are big events coming up?
we also have, this year we launched grit workshops, which are a little bit more training format. And a lot of kids, students, high schoolers, we even have a workshop for adults can attend, and Ty Brandman leads it. So it's not counting on a lot of other people to run it. We wanted to be able to reach more people in shorter spurts, if you will. Ty can go to any high school. He can go to any training room at a distribution center or manufacturer. And we have 3 different workshops. So we're doing that now. That's a little bit more scalable because it's not as much preparation. It's not quite as much many resources, time from the mentors and the contractor. And then yesterday we were at Disney. We talked about 1,000 kids. I mean, we didn't talk to every single one,
Right.
But it was Boys and Girls Club of America. It was a conference at Disney. And so we had a booth, and Ty had a vacuum chamber there. And, we had all our grit stuff out, and we talked. So it's 1,000 kids. Ty let them watch cool stuff in the vacuum chamber. What happens, when you change pressure and all sorts of like fun science stuff. We just had a good time. So, and we talked about the trades. We segue the experiments into, this stuff is what is part the skill trades. You get to do this stuff when you're in air conditioning or refrigeration or carpentry and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's needed. I mean, all the trades are looking for good people to come in and fill roles. We were talking to Doug Smiley with Linux, and he gave a stat that said that only half the people that are joining it are leaving, right? So I think he said 30,000 are leaving the industry, 15,000 are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a big problem. As opposed to the current number, the replacement isn't even half of the people that are leaving the trade. So
the industry is desperate for more people. How do you introduce somebody to something that has been kind of downplayed for decades of, you don't want to do that, you don't be climbing on roofs. It's engaging and it's challenging mentally, and you get to use your body and you're out and you're not stuck behind a desk. I mean, there's so many good things about this that people, have discounted. If your first exposure is, all right, climb up that ladder, go in that 140-degree attic and see if you can figure out how to disassemble this. First off, you don't know what you're doing, so you're going to spend way too much time in there and you're going to be miserable. That's not training anyway. Every job's got its miserable things. I mean, if you tell somebody that they're going to have to sit in a conference room for 3 days straight and listen to people they don't want to hear about things they don't care about, nobody would want to go into anything in office work either, right? Like, you can't take the worst possible day and say, this is your career. I mean, so the trades have so many opportunities to have fun. And I've got, Les has got boys in the trades. I've got one of my sons is trying to figure out, he's a senior right now. He's trying to figure out what he wants to do. And he's like, I don't want an office job. He runs a car detailing business on the side right now. And I'm so proud of him because he's working hard, doing something that he loves. He's entrepreneurial. And it's like, do you plan to be washing cars and, or doing details in 3 years? And if you are, what's your game plan? Like, what's your business model? And I'm encouraging him to try, like I say, hey, go take some of these courses, right? Go learn some of this stuff and see if any of it grabs you. Like, and I've told him, hey man, I'm HVAC. So start there because you'll learn a little plumbing, you'll learn a little electrical, you'll learn, these mechanical things.
That's the cool thing about HVAC is like, you get a little bit of everything in it.
Yep.
You know?
And then if you really like one part of that, then all right, go that route. That's
yes,
fine.
you can go more into that certain division sector of it. They have to earn their way if they go into the company. But they also need to do it because they want to do it.
Right.
So he would say, hey, if you guys always have an opportunity at Kalos to work with us, but figure it out yourself.
And it's not a handout. It's not a handout. You're going to
So every interview, they go through the whole process the way anybody coming off the street, anybody we don't know would do.
It's a healthy path, right? It's teaching the reality because this is what they're going to deal with somewhere else, right? So maybe this is their first exposure and they do it for a year or two, but then they want to move on to something else. And now they need to go through that process.
If you care about your kids, you're building a healthy work environment for them and for your other team members because you care about people.
Yes.
Then they're getting a good positive experience as opposed to, and working somewhere and having the terrible boss or the unsafe working conditions.
Yeah, so Ryan has other people interview them, other people even manage them because at the Kalos it's grown a lot.
One of my daughters was just getting her first place and I'm like, I'll walk through it with you, but you're going to do it. Right. And then when you need stuff, you're going to come back. So I'm like, hey, you need to follow up with this, right? Make sure they got it, all this stuff. I'm not doing it though.
I think that's even at our grit camps or grit workshops, that mentorship, that idea is a mentor guides or points in a direction, asks questions. They don't do it for you. And in the field, in HVAC, but even in guiding people, we just have to give space for
failure.
Too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And hey, I'll be right here. I'll catch you. Right.
But things are going to happen that you learn through that.
Yeah. And that's kind of like through life, right?
Yes.
You're going to have these different things. And, I'm here to kind of be your guardrail, keep you from falling in ditches where I can give you a hand up as opposed to falling off a cliff where I can't. But the ditches, that's how we all got here. Right.
We have a specific instance at our grit camp. We have a disassembly module where the kids get hand tools. We provide hand tools for them. So they have 6-month screwdrivers and they're given a blower wheel and they're like, hey, or we give them the opportunity to take this apart, see what this is made up of, talk about it, ask questions. And so the mentor is just kind of hovering right there, knowing exactly what the blower wheel is. And I have seen some of the most curious and engaged students with that module, particularly one. I think he was about a 16-year-old boy. He's taking it apart and he dropped the screw down into the wheel. And he's like, how do I get that out? So the mentor's like, this brings up a real life story. He said, I was on a service call. So I put everything back together. He said, but one of my screws fell into the wheel and I didn't have time. I needed to get to my next call. So I just grabbed an extra bolt or screw that fit. So I put it on. He's like, all right, fix it all. Got everything running, left. 20, 30 minutes later, the customer calls the office. There's just loud banging noise and I don't know what's happening. I mean, it's working, but it's really loud. And the technician knew exactly what the problem was. And he said he was so embarrassed. It was something he never forgotten and he never did it again.
And he's willing to share it.
Yeah.
Right. That's
mentoring.
Thing.
Hopefully that student will never have to learn the hard way.
He kind of did do the same thing, but not on a customer's house.
Right.
He was at the camp and it got into the blower wheel. Yeah. And then the story of somebody, a trades professional who's in their 30s, admitting some silly little thing. I loved that interaction.
This has been a ton of fun. And I'm seriously interested in how do I do the mentor course? Like, do I just go to the website?
So, go to our website. We're actually revamping some things where the mentor program specifically, because we really want to focus on the mentor portion of this, because the more mentors we can get prepared, the more camps we can actually do and the more impact it will make for both students and mentors. So you would go to our website, which is www.thegritfoundation.com. You can contact me, Leilani, and Abby. She works with me, and we can get you started on the course. It's free. You download the SkillCat app. SkillCat provides that on their platform. Sweet. But it is Ty Branneman and Brian, and then a student that they work through the whole course. But even if you're not ready to do a camp or don't want to do a camp, the mentor course is valuable for learning how to mentor in the field anywhere. So to me, I'm so excited about this, that we have this, and I really do want people to take it, take it seriously, be prepared for both the camps, but also just to grow personal development in mentorship.
So we can reach out to you
through
your website or go download SkillCat and find the course that way?
So you actually do have to do it through Grit.
Okay.
So yeah, because it is a Grit.
So you send us a link then, right? You forward a link.
So just email us
Perfect.
and we'll get you all set up.
Awesome.
We're making it easier where it's going to be much more accessible just on our website. But right now we don't have it there. We have to sort of add you to it. There's a couple steps.
Got it. No problem. I'm in.
It's once you're in, it's easy. And you can take it at your own pace. You know, you can do it for 30 minutes and turn it off and go do something else. And
that's good. I have about a 30-minute attention span. So,
yeah.
You know.
and the segments are kind of short. So
good. Any parting shots, any last words or anything you want to leave with us before we wrap up?
I'm so inspired by seeing these tradespeople step up at these camps, volunteer their time, work with the students, and then go away feeling more inspired for their work, and also just realizing how much value they can provide to the next generation. And don't underestimate what any of you that have skill, regardless of what industry you're in, what you can share with others, and how important it is to do it in the way of like Socratic method, which we talk about at Grit a lot, is asking questions, leading people, guiding them, but not giving them the answers. Let them work through stuff. And I think that will benefit all of us.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And making the time and taking the time and sharing more about Grit. And hopefully the folks out there are picking up on this and going and saying, you know, that's something I believe in. Yeah. And if you do, mentor, go sign to be a mentor. It's seems like a pretty easy step. I'm going to do it so I can report back.
We want more people to give some feedback too on a course, because the more people that take it, share with others that it was helpful, the more people will take it.
You'll get my email soon. So awesome. Thanks for coming out. And thanks for joining us on Chill Under Pressure. We'll see you next time. I'm Adam.
I'm Les.
And I'm Leilani.
See you next time.